What is up, guys? Weevil here with another video. I decided to take a jump into the future today, looking at Return of the Duelist, because right now, I gotta be honest, the meta is pretty darn crap. There are a lot of tier 1 decks that are just kicking everybody's ass, such as Insectors and Dino Rabbit, and Chaos Dragons and Windups and a bunch of other stuff, and we're kind of sick of it. So, let me first make the assumption that the ban list is not going to hit Elemental Heroes, because the card I'm about to review pretty much helps them the most, and only them in my opinion, but it would give them a serious edge if in September the ban list hits the likes of Rabbit and Chaos Dragons hard, as well as Insectors. So I think he's probably, in my opinion, the best card in the next set. So let's take a look. Okay, here he is. According to the actual definition of the term broken, this card is technically broken. What is broken? Well, broken is something that breaks game mechanics. It's not something that's really, really good, like Tour Guide. Tour Guide isn't broken. It gets you a free special summon. This guy is technically broken, because why? You can break game mechanics by setting him in your spell and trap card zone. That is pretty darn trolly, if I do say so myself. And how does he make your life miserable after that? Well, when he's popped while in the spell and trap card zone, during the end phase of that turn, he's special summoned to the field and gets to pop a card. Seriously, what the fudge? And this guy doesn't just break game mechanics, he breaks turn mechanics. What a player will usually do if they have an MST in hand is they will play it before they set any of their back row. If they play it and they hit this guy, they'll have to second guess what back row they end up setting, or what monsters they end up summoning. That's usually not the case. Usually consequences in the end phase don't have to be thought about, because there usually aren't any, except in the case of a Zen Mains or something. So this guy is kind of like a mini Zen Mains. But let's talk about the benefits for Elemental Heroes. Well, the simple benefit is that they get a free level 4 monster, which they can overlay with an Elemental Hero Neil's Alias, or a Stratos, or anything else. And the best part of it is that he comes out in the end phase, after all the damage has been dealt by your opponent. I mean, think about Insectors, for example. When Dragonfly pops something with a Hornet, he expects it to go away. He expects to be able to attack directly, overlay into a bunch of stuff, and generally just wreak mayhem on your opponent. But he won't be able to do that, or at least he'll have to think about it. Once he pops that Snow Sniper, he knows that he's coming out in the end phase and it's going to pop something. Probably what they XYZ into. So if they XYZ, then the XYZ will be destroyed. If they don't XYZ, then one of their random centipedes or dragonflies will get popped as well. So there's really not a lot they can do about it. And Rabbit players will have similar issues, since Dalko will be forced to detach one of its materials during the end phase of all phases, and they won't be particularly happy about it, since it costs the Snow Sniper player nothing to do this. I suppose what I'm saying is that if it comes down to losing the Dalka, detaching a material, or losing a random back row, they're always going to detach the material. So in a way, you're controlling exactly what the Dino Rabbit player is doing. The same thing applies for Lagia, and he'll have to detach both of his materials to negate the summon. And if he chooses not to negate the summon, then the Snow Sniper is probably going to pop Lagia anyway. That's the point. That's why I feel this guy is a lot like Lila in Chaos Dragons. You summon Lila, you bait your opponent to respond. If they don't respond, you're going to pop the card they would have used anyway to destroy her, so they might as well use it. But this guy's even better still. Why? Because he's a trigger effect. Lila is an ignition effect. With priority gone, Lila isn't nearly as good, but this guy is really good. The special summon and the destruction of your opponent's card happen simultaneously. As well as that, the special summon always happens unless the summon itself is negated, or the effect which special summons. Furthermore, because of the simultaneous resolution of both of his effects, he gets to pick a target as soon as he is summoned. And secondly, even if no targets are present when he is special summoned, he still hits the field. In other words, the resolution of one effect isn't a condition for the other's resolution. So, as for outs, there aren't even that many good ones. Solemn Warning is pretty good. It can negate the summon, but it's going to cost you a card, 2,000 life points, and it's going to be during the end phase, meaning your opponent will get to draw next turn. And it's not going to cost your opponent anything, because the Snow Sniper will come out either way, whether they get to destroy something or not. And Bottomless Trap Bell, what may seem like the better option, in my opinion, is actually the worst one. Because this guy will come out and target a card before your opponent has the chance to respond. And if they happen to target the card which you're going to chain anyway, fair enough, that's grand. But if not, you're screwed. The thing I like most about this guy is that he dodges the standard effect negating cards, such as Effect Failure. And sure, Phoenix Chain may work, but they still get a special summon. So is this guy a true anti-meta card? Does he answer the meta? Well, let's look at the list here. He has an incredible effect, which usually nets a -1 for your opponent and a +1 for you. He's level 4 warrior. He has anti-insector tendencies, making him a good side against such decks. And he's a good side against a lot of other decks too. Decent stats means he can still attack if need be, and psychologically force your opponent into playing cards they won't or nearly won't. That's basically what I was talking about with Lila. Not forgetting my original statement that the card is broken since it breaks conventional game mechanics. Anyway, that is it for the video, guys. Be sure to comment in the comment section below about your opinions on this card. Do you think Elemental Hero decks will run him, for example? Do you think people will side him, as I have suggested, against the likes of Insectors and Dino Rabbit? Will this guy be a money card, such as Zenmains and other cards such as this? What rarity will he be? I think he's a normal rare in the Japanese set, but we'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Comment, rate, and subscribe as usual. I am Weevil YugiTuber, and I am signing out.